Yo, what's up, baby? Today is the first episode of Extra Inning. Got my boy Shannon Snyder here. What's up, big dog?
A whole lot, brother. Thanks for having me. Looking forward to connecting with you over the course of the baseball season, all the way through the spring and summer. Can I tell you what we do as far as travel baseball goes, things like that? And, I know us working together, we're going to be able to help a lot of kids in this area.
Yeah, most definitely, man. End of the day, man, that's our mission. You know what I'm saying? And to make sure the kids get what they get out of the situation,
Right.
you know?
Right. Baseball and strength training and all that, it's got to be a fine line and a good marriage between both of them.
Mm-hmm.
And getting someone with your knowledge along with my program, helping these guys, extend their career beyond high school, and even helping them, contribute to the high school program is something that's, is a goal of ours.
Right. So Shannon, man, a lot of people don't know we go back.
Right. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? How long you think, man?
I'm not sure. I know it's a long time.
It's a long time, big dog. Man, listen, I'm thinking, no lie. Shoot, Shannon. Might be knocking on 10 years.
Yeah, about 10 years, yep. I agree, yeah. Because I remember when you first come down this way and put your equipment in the building, and I was doing lessons.
Yeah.
You've grown this business because you know what you're doing, and for me, looking in, see what you've done for these kids on the strength and conditioning side of everything is pretty amazing.
But you know what, man, to me, I think the biggest marriage, man, when we merged that thing.
Right.
And you know what I mean? You doing the baseball thing, I was doing my strength and conditioning, man. So, let's tell people about you, man.
Well, basically, I'm from LaGrange. Played baseball here, and then my coaching experience started back in 1996 in Savannah with the Chain. Got my opportunity through a guy named Mr. Buddy. Mr. Buddy passed away in 2014, and one of our players, Andy Burris, kind of got the travel ball thing back going. Gave me a call, which Andy I have to give him all the credit. He's the one that's went out and made 5-star as big as it is.
Wow.
22 locations from Puerto Rico to California. And I don't know when the man sleeps. That's scary.
Right.
I don't have that kind of energy anymore.
Right.
And I'm just proud to be a part of it. And, been back home since 2007. And, seen a lot of people in this area grow because of the marriage between us and high schools, as far as travel ball and high school baseball.
Okay.
And that, like I said, that's our main goal, is get guys to the next level. And I tell people all the time, you don't want to be in travel ball spending money, traveling every weekend if your goal is not to get to the next level. Because if not, you're spinning wheels. I mean, go play high school baseball, do what you need to do, and go on with your life.
Right.
But these 5-stars built for guys that want to extend their career beyond high school.
Okay, so in terms of the 5-star, man, where did that name come from? Is it significant behind it, or is it just...
Well, Andy come up, him and Josh Baker down in Jacksonville, Florida, came up with 5-star. They already had an existing program, youth program.
Okay.
So with Andy's knowledge and things, and he was friends with Baker, they got together, come up with 5-star, and then I get a phone call one day and saying, hey, you want to be a part of something big.
Wow.
It was a no-brainer for me because in my opinion, all 5-star is an extension of chain baseball where I come from.
Okay.
And chain baseball, I'll always be chain.
Okay. I got you.
But we wear the same colors, have the same people, and hopefully to expand on what we were building in Savannah and make it great, for the future guys coming through 5-star.
Right. Wow, man. That's because I'm telling you, man, when I came on the name Clockwork, just the same to say, it was significant, but I was like, Clockwork itself means non-stop.
Right.
You gotta get better every day, man. So, man, tell me how, a program like yours, 5-star, help kids get better.
Well, travel ball in itself, that's where the scouts more likely are going to come to. Economics, just time-wise, and limited coaching staff on the college staff, they don't get a chance sometimes to go out and watch a high school game.
Right.
And so they're playing at the same time the high school ball.
Yep.
Well, in the summer and in the fall, that's when you can go out instead of you go to a high school game, you might see 1 or 2 prospects.
Okay.
You go and we're playing someone just as good as we are, you're gonna see 40 prospects. So for the common sense of going to see more, get more bang for your buck as a college coach, that's what you want to do.
Okay.
Now, I'm still a big believer in high school baseball.
Okay, yeah, I ain't lying. That's my next question right there.
Because a lot of guys, a lot of friends of mine in this business, they kind of look down on it.
Right.
I can't say I'm a high school coach. I've been a high school coach 1 year.
Okay.
And you got to deal with walking in the hallway. You can be Tommy Lasorda, but if you ain't got no horses, you ain't going to win.
Right.
And there's a lot of good high school coaches up there, and talent runs in cycles.
Wow.
And we're able to replenish our cycle a lot of times. Just because of the area we get to choose from. But when you're locked into a region or, only people can go to this high school and you live in this area, then a lot of times high school coaches are locked. But that's your buddy. That's who you grew up with playing in Little League.
Yep.
And that camaraderie, that's what you want. You want those guys, and I want to come see them play. But, as far as working together, in this area, there's some really good high school coaches.
Right.
They have a really good plan, and fortunately, they're good friends with me, and we work well together.
Well, I'm about to say that, man. In your line of business, my line of business, having a good rapport with coaches is super important. You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, man, we're trying to make the kids better, give them opportunity.
Right.
You know what I mean?
And if we're able to work together, it's only going to benefit, like I said, like the kid and the parents, and it's not going to be a wishy-washy thing. Should I be playing here? Should I be playing there? High school baseball in my program comes first.
Okay.
And it always will. That's what Mr. Buddy told me back in '96. He said, when you think you're too big, look down on high school coaches, you better back up. I get it.
I like that. I like it. Back up and punt a little bit. So let me ask you this, big dog. So as far as development, you know what I mean? Is your program, because is it based on developing? Okay, back up. So here, my mission is to develop athletes. Right? So in terms of 5-star, you guys want the kids already ready to go, or is part of your job to help develop the kids?
We have to develop.
Okay.
Okay. We didn't start a youth program until about 4 years ago.
Okay.
And we get guys from all over the country to come in and play. I call them rental players.
Right.
And it looks good on paper. You got a guy going to Vandy or Florida State or Georgia or Auburn, whatever. They come in, they play for you for a weekend, then you try to claim them in your program. That's really not your guy. But if you develop from within, from that 9-year-old to the 18-year-old level, you can say, hey, I had a really good stake in that guy's development, getting him somewhere. And that's the reason we started it as far as in this area, as far as 9U all the way through our 14-year-old program. And obviously they evolved into high school. But going forward, I've really enjoyed it. I've taken a step back, and I've got smaller kids, and I've taken a step back and really started coaching some of the youth players.
Wow.
And I was, head of the 17-year-old national team for many, many, many years, probably 17 years. And seen a lot of really good ones go places, but, I've really enjoyed, like I said, seeing someone from this area, develop and really evolve in our program.
So in terms of y'all program here in LaGrange, now, it's all LaGrange area kids, or kids coming from Newton, Carrollton, Orlando?
Well, we have a facility also in Columbus.
Okay.
So, the majority of our youth guys, just because of the population, come from East Alabama, Columbus area. But we have 2 facilities we practice at. We practice in Columbus, we practice here. We have kids in our youth program as far away as Carrollton and as far south as Marion County and in the Phoenix City, that area. And this is a sacrifice. I tell people all the time, we might practice in LaGrange 1 day a week, might practice in Columbus, and they look at you crazy and you're, hey, it's travel ball. You get travel, to get better. And, putting those guys together in this area, only going to make the better players better.
But yeah.
You want a challenge. You don't want to be at 12 years old. You don't want to be the best guy on your team.
Ooh, hold up. Say that again, man. I don't think everybody understands that. Say that again, man.
You want to be challenged.
Yeah.
You want to be the best guy on your team. If you're the best guy on your team, then you're not having any competition. And sports is based on competition. Life is based on competition.
Man, listen. Okay. Now we can talk dirty. So, Shannon, let me ask you, man. I know that, I mean, there's a big difference, man, in travel ball, in rec ball, and things like that, man. Now, I think the era has changed, man, to where everybody wants an edge. And travel ball, to me, is super important now than it ever been because kids are coming out the womb a different athlete.
Right, right. Well, I'm going to agree with you on some of that. I'm going to tell you the truth.
Okay.
I've been in this thing 26 years, and travel ball has messed up baseball the last 10 years.
Oh, man. Talk to me.
I'm going to tell you the reason.
So, as far as like in general or rec ball?
In general. Rec ball, really, you go and everybody goes to Dairy Queen after you get ice cream.
I got to get your ice cream.
It has a reason.
I got you.
But pay to play has messed up everything in baseball, and I'm going to explain myself to you.
Okay.
Is from 9 years old, the elite players have started to pay a little bit. So they pay a little bit of money on the weekend to play, uniform, all this. Then they expect to play. Well, think about this. You get to high school, there's not a lot of funds for baseball, so they have to do raffle tickets, sell this. So all of a sudden, you get in a situation where, I sold my raffle tickets.
Okay.
All right. So they've been in the mindset, pre-programmed since 9 years old, that they're going to play because they put in just as much money as other little Johnny sitting over here.
Right.
So now they say, hey, you know what? I got to pay because I've done this. I'll put my money in. Well, then it makes it hard on the high school coach. I can see it now. Now think about this. You go to college.
Okay.
There's only 11.7 Division I scholarships out there. So your roommate, we're just doing examples here. So your roommate gets 60%, you get 60%.
Okay.
All right. You're in there, you got the freshman blues. You're in the dorm, whatever, and you're not getting the reps in the squad or something in the fall. And you've been a big dog where you come from.
Yeah.
You're playing somewhere. Well, get in that situation, and all of a sudden your roommate's getting more reps, and he's performing. But he's on 60%. You call home to mama and say, Mom, I ain't getting the reps. Well, all of a sudden, he's got to pay 41%. I got to pay 41%.
Wow.
I should be getting as many reps.
Wow.
And there again, it's pre-programmed since 9 years old. So are the parents. Now, God forbid you get drafted. You go in the 7th round, you get 150 grand. Guy goes in the 9th round and gets 150 grand. Same. You're down in rookie ball, whatever, double A, whatever the case may be. And all of a sudden, everybody starts making the same amount of money during the month.
Yeah.
And you're not performing. Well, you know what? He got the same amount as I did, bonus-wise. We should have the same opportunity. No, there's not opportunity. You make your opportunities. And in our program, this is where a lot of mom and pop travel ball teams have went wrong.
Okay.
It has made our job very, very hard.
Give it to me.
And we can't prepare these kids right way with a sense of entitlement. There can't be a sense of entitlement when you get to the next level. It's got to be the truth.
Okay.
So a lot of people choose sometimes to go another way.
Okay.
And that's okay because, 5-star in for everybody. I tell people that all the time. We're made for the guys that want to grind, that, hey, you might not be here today, but I tell guys all the time, this is guys like you. Baseball is not like football or basketball. Doesn't really matter where you start, it's where you end up. Because I think I've got 12 guys in the big leagues right now. Out of those 12 guys, 8 of them started in junior college. So you don't see a whole lot of JUCO guys, NAIA guys, whatever, playing in the NFL or NBA.
Right.
They come from Duke and, all those places, or University of Georgia, Alabama, right out of high school, But in baseball, you can have, because there's so many measurables in baseball, there's not a whole lot that separates a 6'8" runner from a 7'0" runner in the 60s.
Wow.
In football, if you're just bigger than a guy, you can't teach that.
Yeah. Can't teach that size, baby.
You can't teach a lot of that stuff. But what we try to do, along with the measurables, is the mental part of the game. And that comes from when they're 9, making sure that mom and dad and grandmama and granddaddy don't bring their backpacks in and don't stand around the dugout. Let them grow up.
Let them grow up.
Yeah, let them become a young man.
So man, I'm going to double back to what you were saying earlier. I think it was key, man. I want to tap on that some more. So when you were saying that travel ball has helped the culture and also kind of hurt the culture it helped as far as development.
Right.
But it hurt as far as people getting entitlement early.
The mental part of it has really hurt.
Okay.
The physical part, going out there and say you're on a high school team and you're hitting cleanup and you're seeing an average high school kid throwing 84, 85, and you're hitting, 380 against that. Well, in travel ball, you're going to see that 90 plus guy most of the time, some of the time, I'll say. So now if you're hitting, 280, you're actually getting better.
Okay.
So you're seeing better competition because, we can pick and choose who we need.
Right. Right.
And it's been watered down. I'll be the first to tell you, back in '96, I can remember when there were probably 8 quality travel teams in the state of Georgia. Now you can throw a rock and hit 8 academies. Oh yeah, and that filters down to the sense of entitlement. That filters down to, hey, you know what? I don't feel like my son's getting the opportunity. Well, in the past, when we come up, and the guys I played for, you had to make the coach like you. You had to do something for him to like, to get your opportunity to play. Now it's a sense of entitlement where, I paid, I got my little uniform, I've done my little lesson this week, and you know what? I should be playing. No.
Right.
Why should we punish 8 other guys to play? Because there's an old saying in baseball, from the dad or mom's point of view, play the best 8 in my son.
Yeah. Play the best 8 in my son. Right.
There is a lot of good that comes into travel ball. Meeting new people, having new ideas. One of the best coaches in high school around here, Bobby Howard, legend. Was at Columbus for many years now, Pacelli. He always is open to everything. He has an open mind. He sees how things evolve. And so fortunately, he lets a lot of his players play for us, or encourages them to go our way. And he sees that, hey, we're going to give him a good product back. And that's what we want to do as far as high school goes.
And I love that, man, because again, this same thing, we do at my gym, man. That we're trying to return back a better product.
Right.
So other day, I made a post on Facebook, man, and I said, you tell me you agree with this. I said, if you want your kid to be a better athlete, they gotta get some extra help, 3 to 6 months minimum, out of the year.
Well, I totally agree. Especially in the weight room, people need to shut down. We try to shut our program down in October, and November, December, January, they need to be in the weight room. Because strength is back speed, arm speed, all that stuff that I don't have the knowledge. Somebody expert like yourself, you know that, And, we tell guys all the time, it's okay to shut down. You don't need to play all the time, but you can be working at your game because baseball, I'm not going to speak on football, but I will say this in a minute. But on baseball is not a team sport. I tell people all the time, it is an individual game played as a team. Because when you're at the plate, you can't get the guy on deck to come hit for you. When you get a ground ball hit to you short, you can't call the center fielder in to come make a play. 3-2 count, bases loaded. You got to make a pitch. You're the one standing on the bump by yourself.
Yeah.
But now, in football, you can be the best running back in the world. If ain't nobody going to block, you're not going nowhere.
Let me tell you something, man. I can almost say the same thing about football.
Yeah.
Now, in terms of being an individual sport player as a team, because Jimmy got to block Sean.
Yeah.
And offer Rock to break loose.
Sure.
You feel me? So, So it's a personal battle, what I'm saying, with individuals. So, I like that. I like that.
That's why the importance of individual work, whether it's, having a lesson, understanding, or for me, the most important thing once you get to a certain age is get with someone like yourself so that you can really develop, not only the physical strength, but the quickness and all the little things that you do. I don't want to speak on that because I'm not smart. That's why I send my guys to you. And I just I was told a long time ago, be smart enough to know when you're dumb about something.
I respect that. But let me tell you, I agree with that, man. Look at that, man. This is what I tell everybody. You know what I'm saying? Now, okay, when I say start early, I'm not talking about hardcore lifting, trying to get matched. But I think, man, you should build a athletic foundation early. When I say early, man, that's 6 7. I'm telling you what I mean by foundation. learn how to get to a proper squat.
Sure.
Learn how to run. Learn how to hinge your hips. Learn how to do a push-up, pull-up. Those basic foundational movement go so much in every sport. I think the earlier you learn those, the better your chances are. Is to be a better, better athlete. Learn this so early.
Well, that goes back to where a lot of travel ball academies now try to encourage people not to play basketball, not to play football or soccer or whatever. I want my guys to play other sports. I want them to become a better athlete. I want that guy, when it's hit time, 3-2 count, bases loaded, he's been at LaGrange, Callaway, or Troop in a football game or something like that with 3,000 people in the crowd, and they're not going to freeze up. I want that animal, because you got to have that dog.
You got to have that dog.
And if you don't have the dog, and we talk about it all the time in my program, dogs eat, pups don't.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
Some guys get it, some guys don't. There's so many good players that are so nice that never can mentally get past that point, and because they've never done anything but play baseball.
Hey, now I'm a firm believer that football produces a different mentality.
It does. I can tell my guys every summer, I can look and see who plays football, who just does baseball. And basketball, we've had a lot of really good basketball guys that are just athletes, and we can kind of develop into something, as far as baseball goes.
Yeah.
There's a lot more opportunities in college, as in baseball, because there's more teams out there.
Right.
And people always talk about the cool thing, baseball ain't cool. Well, cool's getting a degree and taking care of your family when you're 30. What's the best route to get
facts? Yes.
What's the best route that's going to help the athlete get to a position of taking care of their family when they're 30? Not saying everybody's going to play pro ball.
Right. That window. We know how that window goes. But let me say I'm going to say two things. I'm going to pick what you said earlier. Man, I was at your spot the other day, man. I heard Luke Bailey, one of your guys. He was had a lesson with a kid. I'm sitting in the back. I don't even know if you knew I was out there. But he asked the kids, man, you ever played football before? Kids said, no, sir. He said, I can tell you.
Right.
So that put a stamp on what we just said, that football brings a different, but you welcome that. Right? Because you want that guy in the ninth inning locked in.
Right.
I get it.
I don't want him to freeze up.
Right. It's a different mentality, man. It's a whole different mentality with that. So Big Al, let me ask you this, man. In terms of games, you know what I'm saying? Like, again, you got a lot of parents, man, who say that kids should play 100, 200 games a year. What's your intake on that, Big Dog?
It's different for different ages. And, from 9-year-olds to 12-year-olds, a lot of them's going to play Little League, and then they're going to play with us, like on Sunday events, things like that, one day, throughout the spring. So we try to have 15 or 20 games scheduled for those guys then, and we try to have another 15 or 20. I try not, anything 9 to 12, we try not to go over 50 games a year.
Okay.
Because then all of a sudden you can get, I always use the butterfly effect. If you go to the ballpark and you don't have butterflies in your stomach, then you don't need to play. Because you need to have those good nerves. Even me as a coach after 26 years, it doesn't matter. If I go to the park and know we're going to win a game, because I see some things, I'm still going to have butterflies. And when I quit having butterflies, even as a coach and in my age, I'm going to quit coaching.
Wow.
And I tell our guys that. Now, in high school, you're going to play your high school season. And we try to have between 35 and 40 games scheduled for them. And we take the month of August off. And a lot of guys try to play every weekend. We play 2 in September, 2 in October. So we'll have 18 to 25 games for the guys that don't play another sport in the fall, just to keep them going, because they got to do something.
Right.
Because, a lot of times college coach come up to me or a pro guy and go, hey, where's Kane? And I was like, well, he ain't playing. And they go, well, is he playing football? No, he ain't doing that. Well, he don't like to play. He don't, what's he doing? And out of sight, out of mind.
Yeah.
A lot to do with scouts too.
Yeah.
They want to see that guy. They want to see that guy. And I think that's what fall baseball has evolved into. It's just an eye test.
Okay.
You really love to grind. You really love to play. Because when you get to college baseball, especially the JUCO route, it's not that glamorous.
It's different.
It's different.
So, okay, listen, man, you deal with a lot of college coaches, man. You know what I'm saying? How direct are you to parents? You know what I mean? Because every parent think their kid can play at Auburn, play at Georgia, or whatever the case might be. You know what I'm saying? What do you say, Mom, Dad? Like, you know what I'm saying?
I'm the type that where we think you're going to end up.
There you go.
I never say never.
I like it.
I've seen some guys develop in JUCO, like I said, they ended up playing in the major leagues. I've seen some guys hit growth spurts late. I've seen some guys get it late. But at some point in time in high school, when you're coming out of our program, because our main goal, and the only stat we keep in our program is how many kids per year we get signed. It's a 94% rate.
Whoa, salute.
94% of our guys play at the next level, whether it's college or professional. And, you know, at some point, we have to educate the parents to say, hey, you know, there again, we start off, doesn't matter. But let's get this, you know, and develop. And, you know, you never can tell. He might hit.
Right.
But around your junior year, you're going to start figuring some things out, you know. And what's funny, on our 15-year-old national team, I think we have 22 guys on the team. All 22 have committed already to Division I baseball.
What?
Now, do I think that's good? No, I don't think that's good. I think that's ridiculous.
Okay.
And the reason I'm old school, because I always do the car key test and the little Susie test.
Explain that to me, huh? Explain that to
The
me.
car key test is real simple.
Okay.
A lot of people have options when they return keys. All right? Are you going to make a good choice and go to the ball field? Are you going to make a good choice, go to class, do what you're supposed to do? Or are you going to start hanging and doing some things that you're not supposed to do? Because you have so many more options and opportunity out there and freedoms. The freedoms that you get, you know, with the car keys in your hand.
Yeah.
How are you going to handle that?
Wow.
You know, and I get so many guys, and they go in there and say, you know, my son is 11, 12, 13, 14. You know, hey, coach, my guy loves the game. Every night he sleeps with a baseball bat and glove and all this. Well, let's see how he handles freedom. You know, and then the girlfriend test.
Yeah, see, okay.
You know, and it's sacrifice. I had our meeting yesterday at Shelley High School with our youth, and I told them, I said, if you want a ordinary outcome, okay, you want to do ordinary things, which is just go to your little games, play travel ball. But if you want to be extraordinary, you got to do extraordinary things.
Do different stuff.
You got to do above and beyond, even above and beyond what 5-star provides for you. You know, because we do our 4-1 program starting after Thanksgiving, things like that. But, you know, at home, you know, we give them homework. You got to do your homework at home because, you know, a little hour with us, we can just give you the knowledge.
Right.
You got to go in there and, you know, you told people, watch what you eat.
Man.
You're in that line of work.
Yeah.
Nutrition.
Yeah.
You know, things like that. So that's the nutrition of my program is the homework and the other stuff that you got to do to figure out things on your own.
So, okay, now. So, Big Dog, like I said earlier, man, you connect with all these colleges, man. Now, does that help kids to say, yo, I got a truck coach, man, because he knows something? Does it help?
The kids do.
Okay, the parents.
The kids get it. The kids know exactly where they stand.
Okay.
Sometimes the parents have, you know, rose-colored glasses, you know, and look through those things.
Yeah.
Which, you know, hey, God gave me 4 girls for a reason. So I probably would be the same way if I had a son.
I got you.
And so I really can't blame you, especially the first-time parent. The first-time parent coming through, who's never had somebody come through, they're all amped up. Hey, my son's going to be Chipper Jones.
Right.
Well, maybe, you know, I don't know. I don't want to say, but more reality is let's make him good for his high school. And,
Let's focus on that right now.
Let's get him ready to go. And then we'll concentrate a little bit on college ball. But as far as having the connections, you know, we can tell them all day. And one thing it's going to bring into this program is the reason I really want to do this, and thanks for the opportunity for you. Because I'm going to bring in the Georgias and Alabamas and Auburns, Georgia Southern, Georgia Tech coaches to give an opportunity to talk about our relationship, our relationship with those guys, and how we can really help them.
Right.
Because at the end of the day, we want to help. And we want to have the opportunity to help. Now, sometimes we do things that parents don't understand.
Right.
You're not supposed to. It's like I was telling somebody the other day. If I go and take my car to the, get it repaired in the shop, he takes it apart. I'm like, hey man, what you doing? I'm not supposed to know what he does. I just gotta trust him to do his job.
Right.
Because I'm paying him to help me. And I'm gonna do my homework on someone before I take my truck or my vehicle over there to get work on. And that's what a lot of people don't do. They don't do their substance work on a travel ball academy. Because I don't have gift of gab, and a lot of my instructors don't have gift of gab. We have a lot of substance. So I just tell them very simple and short, hey, wherever you want to go to school, call the guy.
Right.
Because at the end of the day, this is what you're paying for. It's not because you want to return in your investment.
That's it. That's it. And listen, I think man, we're going to be so key for this podcast that we're doing, man, is we're going to open up a whole other lane, for people to get, some honesty,
Yes.
On baseball, on travel ball, on your journey to go to college. It's a journey. And to know that everybody, how we keep saying, can't go to Division One. So look, I'm going to ask something to this, dog. This is all I want us to make sure that we hit on, throughout the podcast. When do, because earlier you mentioned it, when do a kid finally shut down and focus on just baseball? Because, let me hit that a little more. Other than have long conversations with the other coaches, we were talking about, all the same type thing, so give me your, when should a kid finally say, okay, I got to focus on this one sport now?
I think you kind of varies on a different kid. You got a guy that's, playing another sport and he's not actually getting a chance to participate, play a lot, but he's a prospect in baseball. Okay, about your sophomore, junior year, you start figuring it out. Say, hey, you know what? I need to maybe focus a little bit more on this.
Right.
Because I'm not helping my high school team in football. I'm just a body.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then you get to the argument. Well, a lot of coaches will say, hey, you can get hurt. I'm not ever going to say you can get hurt playing those sports. You can get hurt walking down the street.
Right.
What I will say is be smart. Be smart of what's going to. Now, here's the other thing. Someone quits the sport and it doesn't continue their career in the fall or play, then idle hands, a lot of times they don't do the right thing.
You already know.
You say, hey, you hit today, I'm going to get to it. It's always a tomorrow thing. Once they quit that sport, they don't have a regimen of what they're doing every day. And I think that's huge for young athletes to have something that they're used to every day to go to football practice, basketball practice, baseball, whatever, and grind on that, because if they don't have a routine and they try to make their own routine, they're not smart enough to make a routine.
Right. And let me tell you this, man. So let me tell you what I said. My answer to that was, depending on which one is going to pay you.
Right.
If I pay you, I'm somebody for scholarship, whatever.
Right.
Now, you got some kids who are the 1%ers who can play 3 sports, and you got people looking at them making all 3 sports.
Right.
So those are the ones I think continue going. But if you try to take a sport to college, I think they're going into that 11th grade, how you said, they try to start locking in.
Right.
If you're trying to get a scholarship in a particular sport.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
And that's what they need to understand, in high school coaches, you need numbers out there for football and you need numbers out there for basketball.
Yeah.
The good ones understand, hey, you know what? Good luck. Because I've got guys that quit baseball and went and focused primarily. One of the guys right here, Trey Flowers. Trey's a good baseball player. Was a really good high school player. But he wanted to concentrate in the summer more on training with you, doing some things. Now he's a college football guy, and I let him go and talk to him all the time, and say, hey, I'll see him around. Hey man, you made the right choice.
Wow.
Because he really likes that sport, And so you have to give a little bit to get a lot.
Right.
And that's what we want to concentrate on, that athlete, trying to identify that athlete that kind of needs a little bit of guidance. Hey, we feel like you got a chance.
Yeah. I like that. So I'm telling y'all, listen, this is gonna be the key thing about the podcast, man. We're gonna really try to talk to the hearts of the people, introduce y'all to some college coaches, man, some MLB people. Like we're gonna really try to go deep with this thing, man. So Shannon, man, again, big dog, appreciate you coming out, showing love, man, showing love. Y'all get ready, man. Podcast again, extra inning. We're gonna have fun with this thing. We're gonna touch a lot of people. We're gonna change a lot of lives. Open up the door to baseball, baby.
Yes, sir.
You want to leave with something, big dog?
Only thing I want to say is get ready for the truth. Because the truth's coming. A lot of times in this world, baseball-wise, you don't hear it. It's going to be hard. But we are going to have some fun. Me and Kane, we're two big old kids.
Right.
And I love what I do. He loves what he does. We bring a lot of passion to it. And at the end of the day, it's about the kids. And I want to put those guys and let them introduce some of the college coaches that we know, the SEC, ACC, and some pro players I've had. We're going to get some guys on here and ask those guys questions, what made them good, and I'm going to be learning with you guys, okay? So, hey, again, Kane, I appreciate everything, bro.
Much love, man. Yeah.
We'll get this thing rolling.
Yeah, and thank you for our sponsor, you know what I mean? 5-Star Baseball Academy, also Clockwork Performance Training, man. Appreciate y'all, man. Salute.